All right, ladies and gents, welcome back to another edition of the Ethical Weightlifting Podcast. Today we are joined by a special guest, Dylan Cooper, Dozer Weightlifting. If you're watching this podcast, you probably already know who he is, so I don't think he deserves or needs any more intro than that. How's it going? You posted some pretty big videos today.
Yeah, we had a good day today. That was actually a single day PR total at 356. So this is week 7 of the training block. So we're heating up fast.
That's huge.
It was fun. It's fun when everything feels easy.
Yeah, I bet.
Did you try that 165 more than once, or was it just once?
No, I mean, I feel like it'd be wild to hit a PR and then try a PR like 4 times when I still want to clean and jerk well that day. So I just took it once, and it was one of those misses behind that was like, that came straight down. I didn't like loop through it, so it just fucking hurt. So we got away unscathed and decided it was time to clean and jerk.
And that went super well.
Yeah, I'll take it. I mean, we attempted the lifts for a 370 total today. We missed 165, 205. So we're almost there. Maybe next week.
I've never tried that.
What's your best total?
Huge.
368.
What's your best total, Santo?
Like in a day, 350, but like putting the lifts together, I think 360.
Damn.
So, yeah, I mean, you're well on your way to the 370 plus is what the goal is, right?
That's the public goal. That way I don't upset anybody. I have my private goals that I haven't talked about ever.
Yeah.
Because I want those to be mine. That way if I fail, I only upset myself.
400 total. That's what I'm hearing.
I didn't hear shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
I feel like that's everybody's goal. If they total more than 350, you got to go for 400.
Yeah, no one really cares. Like, above 350, I feel like it's all 350 until there's a 4 at the front. Yeah. But I'll be happy with whatever. As long as I'm in good health at the end of this, I'm chilling.
Yeah. That's fair. All right, let's get into some things here. Kind of dialing back all the way to the beginning for you. When and how did you get into weightlifting?
It was, I think it was 2012. My older brother forced me to go to CrossFit because I was just a kid that I solved Rubik's Cubes as like my main hobby. So I was in my room fucking 6 hours a day blasting Skrillex, just repping Rubik's Cubes like endlessly. And he was like, you gotta do something else. I'm not okay with this. So we went to CrossFit and I fucking hated it. And then I was like, I'm not going back. And then he convinced me to go back. And then there was the foundations that you have to do when you go to a CrossFit gym. And we did snatch and clean and jerk. And I kind of liked them. So I looked them up and found Cal Strength. And then just got hooked. Was doing snatches on a bar that doesn't spin and split snatches on a bar that doesn't spin in my backyard, like in the dirt. And I would have to like roll the bar forward on every attempt because when I would drop it, it would just fucking stick into the earth. So there was just like these little trenches that would just inch up through my backyard. And it was that. Started lifting my garage, started lifting at the CrossFit gym, and competed within, I think, 4 months of like actually starting weightlifting, and then competed a bunch since then.
The Holly Springs gym, right? The one I'd been to before?
Yeah, CrossFit Zeal. I don't know if they're still in business or not, but trained there for a while.
You
You didn't do any other sports growing up besides
right?
weightlifting?
I did a lot of sports growing up. I did soccer, then baseball, then basketball, then I did rock climbing for a while as like my main thing. Then I skateboarded for like 4 years. I think I did something else in there. I wrestled. I also wrestled, and then found weightlifting after that. So there was a bunch of them. I didn't really like any of them until weightlifting. What did you say?
I said, what about Rubik's Cube competitions? You did those.
Talk about a sport. No, you should have seen the athletes that were at those competitions.
It's taken me 22 years to solve one, and I still haven't. So, you got me.
Once you get it once, you're hooked.
And
That's what
with the
they say.
300-pound clean, too.
Yeah, I saw a guy post a 405-pound pause squat plus Rubik's Cube. And
What?
it took and I was like, just wait. He used a safety bar. I'm going to do that shit. Raw dog, barbell, fucking.
Do a zombie front squat.
I probably would fucking die at 405, but
That sounds
maybe
horrible.
lighter. I mean, I could solve it keeping like 20 seconds. So if it's a 405, 20-second pause squat. It's not too bad.
You have to stand it up.
Yeah. That's typically how it goes with squats.
Seems like you do that.
Yeah, you got to stand it up.
So you competed within 4 months of basically training weightlifting full time. Kind of walking through that, I guess, from that all the way to your first national meet, your first international meet. Kind of what did it take from stepping up to each level, and then what's your biggest takeaway from that?
Honestly, to get from when I started to my first international meet, which was Junior Pan Ams in 2015, I don't think I was on program once. I did a program one time. I was just so like wildly obsessed with weightlifting. All I wanted to do was lift weights. All I did was I would get home from school and I would eat like 2 pounds of ice cream because I heard someone say carbs were good before you worked out. I would crush ice cream and then go to the gym and train for 3 hours every single day. And like got to pretty much a 300 total doing that. And I would max out at least 3 times a week, taking like 10 to 15 attempts on snatches, taking like 6 to 7 attempts on clean and jerks like 3 times a week, maxing squat 3 times a week. Just like doing the shit I wanted to do. And I made a lot of progress. And it was weird because then when I stopped doing the shit I wanted to do and I was like, I got to get smart and get on programming, it was like someone put the e-brake on my weightlifting career. So there's no scientific evidence behind that. And coaches probably hate me saying that, but I'm just observing shit.
I couldn't relate to that more, honestly.
Yeah, dude.
This is a pretty unique up and coming, I would say, in the world of weightlifting.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun. It was just corner of a CrossFit gym. Like, no, I had no training partners, nothing. It was either CrossFit gym or garage. And I would go to the CrossFit gym, find my little corner, and train for 4 hours. I remember during summer break in 2013, I would go max my snatch and power clean in the morning, and then go back and max my snatch and clean and jerk in the afternoon, 4 days a week. The dumbest thing you could possibly do, but I loved it. I loved every second of it.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, you kind of found like the Bulgarian method, or kind of like those glory days of weightlifting, how those guys trained. And I mean, there is kind of a method to the madness in a sense that it's just like lift, eat, recover, adapt, and repeat, basically. Mm-hmm. But that can only get you so far with what you had available.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely kept things fun. I think that's an aspect in weightlifting today that a lot of people miss. There's definitely a better approach than what I just talked about. I'm talking about that because it's click-worthy and kind of a stupid thing to do with your training, but that's what I did. But, like, if you're going to the gym and you have, like, this perfect program that you love everything about it and everything's great, top to bottom, wouldn't change a single thing, but it fucking sucks to do, the guy that's doing some bullshit that loves doing what he's doing is going to progress faster. I don't care, like... If a guy's thinking about training all the time, he's going to eat better, he's going to sleep better, he's going to be on top of this shit so he can have those good sessions. If someone doesn't even want to be there, they're not going to do the shit they need to do to make their time there more beneficial. They're going to be like, let's go get this over with so I can get back to not doing this.
100%. Yeah, you got to be pretty bought into what you're doing no matter what it is.
Yes, you have to enjoy it.
Absolutely. All right. So that kind of leads us into your first, I guess, coach, your first team. You said, it was Travis Mash first, correct? Mash Mafia?
So technically, it was a guy named Chris Hoyna at a gym called Athletic Lab in Cary, North Carolina. Wow. He was like my first coach. I did like a couple meets with. There was the coach at the CrossFit gym. He like drove me to my first meet or whatever, but he didn't really coach me. The first guy I had like giving me cues and warming me up in the back room and stuff like that was a guy named Chris Hoyna. I honestly don't know where he is today. I haven't talked to him in a while. And then right after that, I forget where I met Travis. I think it was at an athletic lab meet where I snatched 83 and clean and jerked 122. And then I met him and then went out in there and trained with him. And I think that's how it happened. But yeah, it was Travis Mash. I started with Travis when I was 16, I think. Long time ago.
So you had made an international meet before that?
No.
I'm getting this timeline correct? No?
No. My first one was when I was 18.
Oh, it's 2018. 2018, gotcha.
I was 18. It was in
15?
2015. Yeah. And then I met Travis in 2014 or like late 2013.
Okay.
One of those.
I'm getting years and date, or your age.
It's a confusing
and years
time to be
mixed
alive
up,
right now.
Yeah.
All those
Yeah,
years
so-
put together.
Yeah. Travis was there somewhere. So was Chris Hoyna.
Yeah. What was your I guess experience there? I know everything that we see on like YouTube and social media of reposts is just the environment there. I mean, from someone that was within that, how do you what is there to say about that?
It was like the most fun a human being could have doing the sport. It was me, Nathan, and Tom waking up every day, going to Waffle House at 11. We'd wake up at like 10 o'clock, go to Waffle House, go back, chill for a bit, watch Ilya, go to this Japanese restaurant called Miyabi and eat fucking hibachi chicken, go back, watch Ilya for like 30 minutes, slam a lot of pre-workout, then go train for like 4 hours, then get back, order Papa John's, watch Ilya until we went to sleep. That was every single day. And like, that sounds like a bad setup, diet and recovery wise, but we all like completely transformed when we were there. I went from like, I think it was 132 and 170 up to 150, 191. Nathan went from like, I think it was 140, 175 up to, I think he did 165 there. 163 maybe, I think it was. 160, 63, 205. And then Tom went from like 30s and 60s to what, 55 and 90?
Yeah. Something
Yeah.
like that.
We did that in a year and a half. It was fucking and training like absolute idiots, being assholes. Like, we sucked, dude. But I mean, I sucked. I'm not going to speak for them. I thought they were great, but
No,
I
you
knew.
also-
Looking back, I was like, God. But I was a fucking 18-year-old weightlifter that was just on the biggest ego high of his life, just pumping weights constantly. It was a lot of fun.
I mean, you struck at the perfect time too, like being 18 years old and like growing, and you know your hormones are kind of peak for getting stronger.
Yeah. And we were all in that pocket where like weightlifting's easy, weightlifting's fun. We hadn't had any major injuries yet. We thought injuries were fake. We didn't think they existed. So like the way we trained, we would just absolutely like try to like lean into stuff and try to get hurt sometimes and be like, see, we can't do it. Like just the wildest, like cockiest shit. But we got really, really good. And it just, I mean, that's such a good example of how doing everything wrong can still work out if you are like in it. And we couldn't have been more in it at that time.
Yeah. So did all three of you end up going to an international meet? I know you and Nathan did.
Yeah.
I believe and Tom did too.
We made Worlds and Pan Ams together 2 years in a row. So we had 4 international meets in a row, which was fucking sick. And then I had one more year as a junior. They aged out. They were both a year ahead of me. But for the time we were at MASH, every junior international meet there was, we made it. Like, pretty... I mean, I was like 8th. I was like last on the list every single time. But Nathan was like 1st. Tom was like 3rd. And they were crushing it.
Yeah, I mean that was quite the hell of a run there.
It was fun. It was fun. That was one of those things where like, you know those eras of training you have to where you're like, you spend your whole weightlifting career just trying to like get that fucking spice back. You don't know what was going on. You try to do everything the same. It was one of those to where it's just like, there's no recreating that at all. It's just not going to happen. You got to, and then like for a while I was like bummed out because I like moved to Cal Strength. I'm like, this is gonna be even sicker, and it wasn't. I was just like, shit, this is my dream right here, and it's not as good. I was like, I want to go back. This sucks.
How long? So how long were you with MASH, and then how long were you in with Cal Strength? I guess sort of that transition there.
I was with MASH until late 2016, and then I left in like I think November and jumped on Cal Strength's program. Did their program leading up to Junior Nationals. Ended up winning that Junior Nationals with like a 314 total or something. Or no, it's 322 total, which was crazy. Shows how far weightlifting's come. That wouldn't fucking... Colby was a junior not long ago. Yeah. So was Morgan in that weight class, and they're 350. And I was just like crushing it with a 320.
What weight class was it?
105.
Yeah.
Yeah.
354 as a junior.
Yep.
I mean, I won in 2020, and I feel like that was kind of a weird year where Junior Worlds was right after Junior Nationals. So there wasn't a lot of competition there. I know Morgan, you didn't do
I've
that
never
one.
been to Junior Nationals, so
I was able to sneak in there with it.
That was
I got
my meat, dude.
seventh and second. I only did juniors twice, and I never competed as a junior.
Oh, you only did it as a youth?
Yeah, because it made Nationals week, and it was either, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but it was either go and win by like 50 kilos or compete at seniors, not follow myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they combined them, but it sucks.
Yeah, that's a talk for another day. I feel like we all have our opinions on all of that. It is what it is at this point.
Yeah, I'll absolutely never compete again, so...
I mean, something that
really matter.
True. And so let's talk a little bit about where you two have had your matches, I guess, because you guys were both at MASH at some point in time together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were there for a little bit.
When did you start at MASH, Morgan?
November of 2015, I think.
So your first MASH gym was that one out in Clemens, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was at two MASH gyms before that one, and that was the best one though that you came in on. That was
I
so
came
cool.
like 2 weeks after we left the archery facility place.
Okay, yeah. I mean, how old were you during that?
11 or 12, I think.
Damn,
I think
11 or 12. Training in that gym with me, Nathan, and Tom at 11 and 12 is a wild.
That's what I've tried to tell you for 10 years.
Wild thing, dude.
It was something to watch, though. It was. I don't think I would have ever gotten as good as I got without seeing you guys doing 50, 90 plus pretty often, and then I'm just over there going 80, 100, thinking I'm terrible, even though I'm 8 years younger, and just trying to catch you guys by the time I became your age.
Yeah, I remember it was like you were 13 or whatever, and you were doing like your 130s and stuff, and I was like, all right, he's gonna be good. He's good. We'll see. And I didn't think about it, and then it's like you fucking sneeze and pick your head up, and you're clean and jerking 190, and you're like, shit, he's here. And then it's just, I feel like our numbers have been like, whenever I'm in shape, like you've been a little ahead the last couple of years, and it's always been at least competitive. So it's been to see a child training in your gym, and all of a sudden they're clean and jerking 200 kilos. It's a wild thing. But, I mean, I think that goes to show how kind of important it is to start that young. Would you change anything about the age you started?
I wouldn't change how early I started. I probably would change a lot about stopping sports a little bit later. Not really going to high school and doing football or basketball, things like that. Like fully specializing at 13 kind of made weightlifting harder because then it wasn't just something fun to do after practice or after school. It became like full-time trying to be really good at it. But I mean, it gave me the opportunity to, like when you were there, to go and train, travel, be able to train with Nathan when he trained after you left. Like doing that made it fun, but probably would have continued to play. Like when Tate Carney wanted me to play for Davey, I should have gone and played football with Davey, I think.
I don't think that would have impacted you at all.
No.
I mean, God forbid you got like a crazy injury, but like you're so young, I don't think that shit would have happened.
No.
But yeah, I mean, you're doing all right in weightlifting, so who knows? Who knows what the fuck could have happened if you ended up playing football? It's always the scary shit that like at the end of the day doesn't really matter when you think back to it, but it's like I always think back to like, what if I started when I was 18? And then I would have torn my quad at like 27, and I would have got a good career out of it. I wasn't fully developed when I tore my quad. I was like, what if I could have just started a little later so that when I tore my quad, I could have been like, I'm going to be done soon anyways. These weird hypotheticals.
That happened, right?
Do what?
Like 122 when that happened?
It happened in 2017. Got surgery in 2018. That was fucking 8 years ago. I was 20.
Damn.
Yeah, that was right when I got to Cal Strength. So, and I started when I was like 14.
I forget how young you were because I was also really young. So like, you looked much older than I was, but then now looking on it, like I'm older than you were.
Yeah.
When I was training with you every day.
Yeah, I always look back at the Cal Strength videos and I'm like, I look like such a baby. And I was like, why do I look like such a fat baby? It's because I was a fat baby. It's like 115 kilos.
Yeah. But also some of our battles, me and Dylan had this thing where like every 2 weeks for probably a year, I would go to Raleigh or he would come to Hickory and train in my basement or train at the CrossFit gym or whatever it was. And I don't think I beat him a single time that year.
Really?
I was so nervous to like try and beat you that I would end up missing something and I would lose.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, it's finally time.
Yeah, it was like I was chasing you for 6 years at that point, and then it was like, oh, all right, I'll snatch 45, you snatch 46.
Yeah, that was during COVID, so like there wasn't really shit to do. Like no one was working, no one was doing anything, so we just had all the time in the world to like bounce back and forth. And I was in pretty good shape there for a while. That's still that day you came and we did power clean front squat.
Yeah,
that's still my PR power clean. That's still my PR front squat to this day.
Actually,
yeah, 170.
Those yeah.
I weighed like 93 kilos.
Blame me for that the front squat because the next day you did not train.
I didn't train for. I think that was it. I think I just quit for a while after.
You said I rejacked up your quad, and then you just stopped training.
Yeah, that did something to my quad that day. I remember like we went to dinner after that, and I like went to get out of the booth, and I like put weight on my knee, and I was like, I remember that feeling, and I just got so scared. I was like, I'm gonna be done for a little bit.
Is that also the day I broke your driver?
Yeah, I think so. No, that was one of the other times. But we did go to the driving range, and I had like my custom driver that I spent all the money I had on, and I let Morgan use it. Just hits the turf a foot and a half behind the ball. The head snaps off, goes 150 yards in that range. I had to wait for the driving range to close so I could run out there and grab the driver head. I ended up selling the driver head on Facebook Marketplace and just quit golf for a little bit.
That's why we play disc golf now.
That's right.
Yeah, so remind me never to let Morgan use my golf clubs then.
Yeah, don't do it. No, we went to Top Golf recently. He's gotten better.
I still can't hit it straight, but I can hit the ball now.
That's a start.
Yeah, he's got that new elbow, so who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows where
It's
your
like
driver is going to end up?
It's like the Happy Gilmore 2 movie where they get the ligament
Yeah.
cut or something like that to unlock some more rotation. And then
I does not feel like that though. It does not. It is not helping me.
You got reattached.
Yeah, that's one thing about weightlifting and golf is it's just like two different sports in the way that you move that it does not. It just doesn't work.
They're so different, but they're so similar. You get the same satisfaction from golf.
Oh yeah.
You can't do it nearly as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a crisp drive versus a really solid snatch. It feels
It's the same
exactly.
thing. The same part of my brain just ignites with fucking confetti or whatever. It just feels
Mhm.
amazing. And then you just search for it for another month. And then you get it again when you're about to quit. And you're like, all right, I'll keep doing it. It's the same thing.
I feel like weightlifting is like that, to the
It
same
is.
extent,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You train for 6 months for one really good day, and then another 6 months goes by for another really good day.
Yeah. You just need that one. And
Yeah.
now, like now that I've been doing it for however long, it's like when I have that good day, I'm like, oh no, because you just know that there's gonna be this like build up again, and it's gonna take some fucking time. Or you can just try to hold on the best you can, take some extra rest days, and do what you can do. But typically, that good day is a sign that you're gonna have to go back to the drawing board within about 3 weeks. That's what I've figured out.
Usually I can hold it for about a week. If I like hit a PR snatch, I can
Yeah.
do remotely close to it for about a
Yeah.
week, and then I'm missing 90% the week after
Yeah.
that.
You can normally pull out like a PR power snatch or like a
Yeah.
something weird, PR push press while you're in shape or just something, but it's never going to be like, you're never going to like crush a 5 kilo clean and jerk PR after you have a good day. It's just not going to happen.
No.
Don't know why. It's just weightlifting.
Kind of annoying.
I feel like we all have a love-hate relationship with it.
It's toxic. We're all
Yeah.
toxic and we're attracted to toxicity. And weightlifting is just that fucking
Yeah.
toxic
That's the
girlfriend.
perfect way to describe it.
Yep.
All right.
Just need a little
So
friction in our
let's-
lives.
Yep. All right. So fast forward to more, I guess, recently, and the brand of Dozer Weightlifting. How did that come about for you, and what did you envision at that point versus what it's become now?
So it was actually a pretty interesting build up because it was during COVID, and I was like, Instagram like allowed you to start monetizing reels, and I was like, oh, this could be huge. So I like started posting like older like Iron Mind videos and stuff like that, and ended up maybe getting like 5,000 followers from it or something, and I was like, okay, I was making $200 a month from Instagram monetization, which nowadays is great because they don't pay you shit anymore. But I was like, I need to figure out a way to like monetize this more. So I like started coaching. Ended up coaching for, I probably had 20 athletes for a year and a half, and like things were going well there, and things started ramping up, especially like when I moved out here to Austin. And the reason I got into it was during COVID, I was broke as hell. I had my athletes, but it wasn't covering the bills at all. I was making like $1,300 a month trying to survive. So I was like, I need a job bad. So I went and applied at Amazon. And I remember I was trying to book an interview to be a delivery driver. And I was on a FaceTime call doing a interview, and I was like, this is fine, whatever. And at the end of the FaceTime call, the guy's like, all right, I'm going to text you. We're going to schedule training, see how you drive the truck, whatever. And I was like, cool. He was like, we're going to do Thursday the 11th. I'm like, or the 11th is not a Thursday. The 11th is a Monday. And he screenshotted a calendar and sent it to me. And it clearly showed that Thursday was not the 11th. And I realized he couldn't read a calendar. And I was like, oh shit, a guy that can't read a calendar is about to be my boss. And it was like that moment where I was like, we got to act now because I see the way life's going. And I was like, if we give into this, we're about to give into a lot more. So I just hunkered down, got as many clients as I could, got up to like 50, started getting comfortable, moved out to Austin, ended up having 80 one-on-one clients remote for a while, which I was working like 10 hours a day. During that, it never ended. And then started the dog pack, created that. Then as it's developed, I've like, I don't want to be just like a standard social media business model, like post advice, get interest, sell programs, and do it that way. I've always kind of wanted to stay an athlete and be an athlete and like be someone that's involved in it and someone that's like doing genuine, actual, real weightlifting rather than just being like this one trick is going to add 6 kilos to your snatch. Like, I don't want to do that shit because there's enough of that out there, and that's not true. There's no trick that will add 1 kilo to your snatch unless it's fucking 5x5 back squat and training 6 days a week. But yeah, it morphed into kind of what it is now, and I think what I'm doing right now is kind of the pinnacle of it. This is kind of what I wanted it to be the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, really over the past few years, and the last time you had competed on the national stage is when it really started to take off. Mm-hmm. And from that point, there's no reason for you to compete after that. I mean, I think what you're doing is huge for weightlifting, and I think, you're really paving a new path in that kind of realm. I don't know if there's any really other sport that you can do that, where you're as much of an athlete as you are, a presence on social media.
Yeah, it's I don't know. That last meet where I bombed the fuck out, I remember stepping off the stage, and I was like, why did I do that? I was like, I didn't like that prep at all. I didn't like competing at all. I was like, I don't want to be an athlete. The main reason I did that meet was to sell more programs, which was probably why it didn't go well. But it was after that meet to where I was like, let's not do that again. And what sucks is after that meet, I lost 40% of the dog pack because they saw me bomb out. They're like, that program doesn't fucking work. I'm out. And that, I don't blame anyone for feeling that way. That's just the cutthroat nature of doing programming and stuff. But that was a bad decision to just be like, I'm going to do the dog pack and I'm going to go compete at nationals and then fucking bomb out. It sucked.
We both did not have a good meet there.
Oh yeah, you bombed out there too. You only went 0 for 3 though. I went 0 for 5.
Yeah, I was sitting there. I was watching it.
Yeah, a lot of people were.
Solid group watching that session.
Yeah, that was the first time they did it in Colorado Springs, and that was. You could probably attribute a little bit of that to the altitude and the environment. There was.
Yeah, I think I was just doing it for the wrong reasons. I didn't want to compete. I wanted to go there and have a killer meet so I could make more money. And I was just kind of wrapped up in the money side of it, and it made me hate weightlifting. And, it was a good thing to have happen because I realized, I'm like, oh, that shit doesn't do it for me. I need to actually do the sport because I like doing the sport. And chasing the bag all the time is it's going to lead to some devastation at one point. So I think it was a good thing to have happen, but fucking sucked at the time. Doing a whole prep series and then just bombing out at the end of it, that sucks.
Yeah. So now that's kind of Oh, go ahead, Morgan.
You went 96 there, right?
Yeah, and I weighed in at 94 or 5. Yeah, I was so skinny there. That was not a good idea.
One of the only times I competed at a higher weight class than you.
I think that might be the only time.
That's true.
Ever. Unless you competed at the AO right before that. In Georgia? Yeah, Georgia.
No, I didn't compete at that one.
Didn't?
I competed with you in Utah.
Okay, then yeah, that was the one time you were heavier than me at a meet.
Yeah.
All right. So that kind of, just in the timeline of things, is from there on out, you kind of took Dozer Weightlifting to where it is now with the content that you put out and I guess this new journey that you're on as well. What was I guess kind of the building back for you? Mentally, physically, content you were putting out, was there anything different or a different motivation towards it?
Yeah, I just wanted to motivate people to do weightlifting the way they wanted to do it. I think there's a lot of people telling you to do weightlifting a certain way right now because they have a program that aligns with that certain way and they're trying to sell it, which I completely get. That was me. It still is to a certain extent. But if you want to enjoy the sport and you have a certain way of doing that and people are going to tell you to do it a different way because the way you're doing it's not going to yield the most progress or it's not backed by science or whatever it is, I don't like that shit. If you want to max out every Friday, max out every Friday. If you want to take a month and push your squat to see what you can squat, do it. Like, if you want to just do whatever the fuck it is you want to do in weightlifting, if it doesn't hurt you, hurt anyone else, why would you not? And I'm sick of like it's just so easy to get clicks with specific dialogues that tell you to do things a certain way. And if you push this certain agenda that you have towards whatever type of weightlifting you are trying to sell people on, then like it's going to do well for you. Like financially, it's going to do great. But at the end of the day, I got kind of trapped into that and as an athlete, and I got under some strict coaching at one point in time, and it made me fucking hate weightlifting. Like, I didn't want to do it anymore. I ended up quitting for a while. I moved away. I changed my whole life, and it ended up being this big fucking circle that brought me right back to weightlifting. And if people just do it the way they want, they don't have to waste time going around that circle. They can just stay on their current trajectory and not have to get realigned at some point because some method that they were sold heavily on ended up fucking up their training and fucking up their motivation and ruining everything. Just like, if you like what you're doing and you like the way you do it, do it. I like the way I'm doing things. I max out every Friday. I max out certain exercises pretty much every time I train. That's how I like to train, and I make progress doing that. So if you know you like to do things a certain way, just fucking do it. Most of us aren't going to the Olympics. So, and then like if you're in your garage and you're fighting to qualify for nationals and you're in your like late 20s, chances are you're not going to go to the Olympics. But I guarantee you the only way you would make it that far is if you enjoyed what you're fucking doing.
You gotta do it for the love of the game.
You do.
Okay,
You do. It's very, very important.
All of that more. That was, yeah. You just said everything that's been in my brain.
Yeah, I feel all three of us
everyone
can
runs into
agree on
that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%,
dude.
Yeah, we haven't talked about, me and Dylan have basically had the exact same career, just about 7 years apart. Like our career paths, and starting with MASH, or starting with like a local coach, going to MASH, going to Cal Strength, getting hurt in early 20s, wanting
It's
to
actually
quit,
crazy.
and coming back around to it.
Yeah.
Almost identical.
There are only
Often
three
we talk
people
about it.
to do the MASH Cal Strength and then just phase out. It was me. Then it was it Nathan that left Cal Strength first, or was it you?
Nathan left like 2 or 3 months before me.
Okay, and then you ended up leaving.
Yeah.
So but if you like look at the injuries, it's like Morgan was at Cal Strength for this amount of time, then he got hurt. I was at Cal Strength for like the exact same amount of time, and we're like the same age almost.
Yeah.
And it was just, and we were at MASH prior to that, and then we got hurt, and then we went back home. It's just weird how like the sequencing of everything is so close. So Morgan, be careful, because in 6 years you might be on steroids.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say
A
it.
crazy turn of- Well, no, I have to.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just keep it going.
Hey, as long as you're doing what
Okay,
you
you
want
saw
to
it
do.
if you watch
Right.
this at all. It's not. That is not.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. 6 years. Start testing them.
Yep. No, I'll be retired by then for sure.
Yeah, that'll be a little much.
All right, so I think that kind of leads us into this next topic, I guess, and this next era of Dozer weightlifting, with where you're taking it and what you're doing with training enhanced. I mean, where do you want to take it from here on out?
I don't really know. It depends how my health looks at the end of all this. Like, if I don't respond to the stuff, so far I'm responding very well to it. My blood work's looking great, but if it changes and it stops looking that good, then like I'll probably run this one and then just be done. But if it looks great and everything's safe, I'm getting a lot of like gene testing done, and if all that stuff comes back clean, then I could end up doing this more than once, but I'd say the likelihood of that is very low. But I just like coming up in weightlifting, my favorite lifters were Ilya, Klokov, like the fucking dudes. And they're their reality in weightlifting was so different than mine, and I was like, what is going on here for like the first 3 years? And then I think I watched like a YouTube video or something that like exposed what they're all doing, and I was like, oh shit. And then I started talking to people, and I was like, what the fuck? So the whole time I've done weightlifting, I'm like, I'm doing like the diet version of weightlifting right now, and I don't like it. And I was just kind of maximizing that, hoping to hit about 85 to 90% of the numbers that these guys hit if everything worked out perfectly. And just knowing that sucked for me, knowing that I could pour all this time and energy into this thing and like I'm never going to get fucking close. That sucked for me. So I was like, I want to take some time to give myself the opportunity to do the type of weightlifting that I fell in love with that I never got to do. So that's essentially what I'm doing now, and there are risks to it. It is dangerous, especially if you don't know what you're doing. It can be safe if you really know what you're doing. I'm working with a very notable doctor who's very, very well versed in this area, and making sure I do everything right so I can live their reality of weightlifting in a safe way. And yeah, we're on week 7 of it now, and it's going great. I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just like the harsh reality of weightlifting. Like, I don't know if it happened to all of us at the same exact time, but like when I was coming up in weightlifting, watching these videos of, I mean, my guy was like Tian Tao, Saurabh Maradi, like something there at some point. I mean, you read an article or you hear a story, and it's just like kind of heartbreaking. Like
Yeah.
this is what they do, and that it's, you know, past kind of what you're humanly attained or humanly possible to do, without doing what they're doing. But I mean, I think it's really cool that this is something that is being documented for you, and you know, can be entertainment for all of us in a more transparent way.
Yeah, and I really did want to like document it because like no matter what happens with it, if it goes really well or if it goes not well and I need to come off early because it messed up some of my health stuff, like those are risks I signed up for that I'm willing to take. And maybe like if something like that were to happen, this series would deter people from taking that risk. Or if it goes extremely well and someone's been wanting to do it their whole life, it's going to motivate them to, like, the thing is with that stuff is the people that really, 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 really want to do it are going to find a way to do it. They're going to eventually crack. And if I put out this series to where I'm being very good about working with a doctor and doing it the right way, it'll motivate people that are going to end up doing it anyways to do it the right way and do it with a doctor and make sure that, you know, you're not putting yourself at risk. But it's been a very interesting process. It's given me a lot of, what's the right way to put it? It's been surprising how different weightlifting is. If I never lifted clean, like I never had a phase where I prepped for a competition without this stuff, if this is just how weightlifting was all the time, I would not fucking know how to program for someone that doesn't have it. It is completely different.
That's what I'm really liking how you're doing it right now is just with like the Twitch streaming. I mean, I'm in the chats multiple times a week watching it. I just like you're talking with people, talking through it. People are asking you questions about things, and you're just like being very transparent in a way that most people aren't with their training, or especially with people that are doping. It's like they try to never tell anybody that they're doing anything.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like. I understand if you're like, you have really low testosterone, you get on TRT, and you like don't really want people to know because you're doing it for medical reasons. But you don't want everyone to be like, oh, this guy doesn't know shit, he's on steroids. If you're doing like a little bit of TRT, then like I understand keeping that a secret. That's completely fine. But if you're gonna like blast gear and fucking, I PR'd my snatch in 7 weeks. I just hit a PR snatch today, and I went from my first Max Out Friday, which was exactly 6 weeks ago today. I missed 143 times, and I ended with a 135 snatch. We're a month and a half later, and I just snatched a PR at 161. So it's a 26 kilo increase in 7 weeks. That people are going to fucking know what you're doing anyways. It's like There's no way around it. Like if you look at Lasha got popped when he was clean and jerking less than he snatched in Rio.
Way less.
Yeah.
I think he was clean jerking like 175. I think he was a junior when he got popped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, he's doing fucking way more now. He must have really figured out his training methodology. It's like, no,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so two things. One, this is kind of like recent news too, but they're doing all the Rio retests, and there's 4 weightlifters
Yeah.
that got popped. I mean, there's
4?
Yeah, there's
I think there's 4, yeah.
7 that have been popped so far in all of 2016 Rio, 4 weightlifters.
Yeah, that because right now is like the 10-year limit to where they can
Oh, yeah. that's
retest,
right.
I guess. So there's definitely a lot more that happened before this, like the Kazakh guy who beat Lou Zhaojun with the 214. Like he's been popped for a while, but I mean, just kind of speaking to your point there too. Like even if you're in weightlifting, like odds are people are gonna slip through the cracks, but they're gonna find it. If they have a sample of you, they're probably gonna find something.
Yeah.
What was crazy for me was there were the 3 of the 4 were like 5th or worse at the Olympics. Like
It's I think what that's doing is it's getting the people that are big names ready for what might be coming. Like they threw that out as like a warning shot, just like, hey,
it's coming.
shit's about to go down. This is the first wave. Like, make sure you get your stories in order for when we drop the bombs.
Well, the same thing happened probably in 21 or 22 for the London Olympics. I know they're like almost 10 years.
Yeah.
There was the more notable ones were pretty soon after. It was probably 2015 or 16 when they got popped. But like, I remember a few years ago, it was like, oh, here comes the London retests, and you see some
Roasted
names, and you're like, oh, all right,
Yeah. I'll be right back.
we got to talk about that on the podcast.
Yeah.
I was actually going to bring that up.
Yeah.
What?
So there was this dude, and he was from Palestine, and 2021 Junior Worlds, me and Santo ran the same session. We were 96 feet. And the Palestinian dude was like, did he beat you? Or he was kind of in our range a little
I
bit.
think him and I tied with like a 312 total, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Santo ages out, and I compete against him the next year. And I totaled 326 at that Junior Worlds. And then the next year, this dude probably clean and jerked 165. In 21 and 22, he snatched 167 for the gold medal.
Huh.
So he snatched what he clean and jerked less than a year apart because Junior Worlds was even sooner in the year, the next year. So we didn't even have a full year gap. And
But that Junior Worlds.
that was my moment where I was like, yep, they're doing it.
Yeah.
I was
What
so
did you? What did you total at that junior, or what did you place at that Junior Worlds where he came out and he snatched like 168 clean and jerk, what 202, 204, something like that?
dead last.
Oh, because I know that was the meet that he got popped at too.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
I went 7th, 8th, and 4th at Junior Worlds in my career.
Damn.
That was in Greece in 22. I did get food poisoning and about died the day before, but I went like 2 for 6, I think, and somehow there was only one session, so I was a session and was so happy. And then and then I get sick and I'm like, well, I'm a 102, but I weighed in at 97.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I got like some crazy virus. Pretty much the whole team got sick, but it just happened to be I was on one of the last days. Everybody was already done competing and got it. Multiple of us had to pull out for COVID. It was a terrible year for weightlifting.
Oh, yeah, that was a weird time for weightlifting, the COVID era. I don't know if you remember it, but there was a meet that you were actually at, and they did the like half and half, like people there and virtual or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was coaching this girl out in Tennessee, and I like drove out there to like warm her up for the meet, but we were doing it on FaceTime or Zoom or whatever it was. And the Zoom like cut out for one of her lifts, and then they were like, "What do we do here?" And I filmed it on my phone, so I just like held my phone up to the Zoom.
I
And was
remember
just-
that.
yeah.
I remember seeing it on the big screen.
And they were just like, "Good lift," and I was like, "This is fucking crazy." It's like what we're doing here is wild.
Dude, I loaded for that meet a little bit because I was at LR and we like had to load for certain sessions. Even when it was an online lifter, we had to load the bar for the online lift, so no one would come out for like 90% of the
Really?
lifts. Still had to load the weight on the bar. It was the most annoying thing ever, and you
Yeah,
never
that
knew if
sucks.
someone was actually coming out. And I'll admit, there was one time I didn't think someone was coming out for their opener, and I didn't tighten the collar.
Just slid off on them.
It stayed on there somehow.
That was such a weird time.
Yeah, I didn't really do any weightlifting during that time.
Yeah,
I think back to what there's something you said that you wouldn't be able to coach, someone of an enhanced nature the same way that you could coach someone naturally. I mean, for you, what was the biggest thing that you can attribute to it, like recovery wise, or
You
of
you
that
get in
nature?
shape so fast. Like I remember I went from not training at all. I went on vacation, didn't train for like a week, was out of shape. From my first training session, 2.5 weeks after my first training session, I squatted 250 for a double. Like your body just responds to stuff instantly. So you can kind of just throw shit at the fan and it's going to end up working out for you a little bit. You like the intricacies of getting in shape as a clean athlete, like the way you have to time certain things, the way you have to like hold back a little bit as a clean athlete. Like you guys probably know, like it's not time for that attempt yet. You just kind of wait it out and you kind of keep storing energy until it's time. And then it's like, all right, this is the day we're supposed to do this. With enhanced lifting, every day is that day. Like you just can kind of, like you do what you're going to do and then you wake up the next day and you're like, oh, I'm fine. And then you do it again. So like I guarantee you I could do just snatch, clean and jerk, front squat, pull 3 days a week, not do anything else. Just do that Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I might not be progressing as fast, but I would end the 16 weeks at least where I am right now, which is at like PR total, PR snatch. Like you can just kind of do what you want, which is, I mean, it makes any program magical. Like if you're on stuff and you want to get better, you can take a program and you could ask AI to write you a program and it would be perfect and you would make a ton of progress. The one thing I did realize is that I did 2-a-days for 2 weeks and I got more fatigued than I got when I was doing 2-a-days as a clean athlete, which was really because I was like, I'm doing this stuff. Why would I not train multiple times a day? Why would I not like maximize this because I'm recovering so well? Tissue-wise, you're recovering really, really well. But I realized like my nervous system was getting fried every single day because everything felt so easy. We can go up to whatever and we'll be all right. And then you do that and like you feel fine. You start warming up. Everything feels perfectly fine. And then you just hit an absolute wall and you don't know what's going on. And it's just weird nervous system fatigue that you can't get as a clean athlete because you get so fucking beat down so fast. Like if you're training twice a day, you're going to get beat down to the point you can't accrue that level of nervous system fatigue. If you feel fresh every time you pick up a bar, you can absolutely torch yourself in like a week. So that was like the big difference for me. But like I'm doing just one session a day. I'm training 5 times a week and like I feel stronger every time I come into the gym. It's it's very linear. It's not like not a lot of peaks and valleys. It's just a steady climb straight up. So far.
Yeah.
This all could change in 2 weeks, but that's my experience so far.
I guess that's something I've been wondering is when you're like, I guess improving this quick, what does it feel like? Just not even like mentally, but just the bar itself. Like when you snatched, like you said, you missed 143 times and then now you're doing 61. Does it just feel weightless the more you improve?
61 feels lighter than that 40 the first week felt, without a doubt. It's like a surprise every time you get to the new weights. Like I pulled on 65 today, like I was like, this shit's not going to go. I'm going to pull on it really hard. Maybe something crazy will happen, but like, and it like crashed on me. And I was like, whoa. And then I cleaned 205 today. And like off the floor, I was like, oh, this clean's going to be fine. It's a very, like, it just doesn't, feels like you've been lied to for a while. And now you're pulling on these weights and you're like, oh, this is what they feel like. This is what fucking Narudinov feels. This is what Ilya feels like. That's what their 240 feels like.
It was like certain people I've talked to that have done it before. It's just like you don't feel like you have to like worry about weight. It's more positioning than anything. Like if you're in the right spot, it feels like weight, but you like most likely are gonna make it.
Yeah, like my 161 snatch today was not a good snatch. It was forward. My hips shot up off the floor. Like when I made contact, the bar was literally like on top of the balls of my feet. Everything was forward. Ran it forward. I would miss 140 every single time if I snatched it like that as a clean athlete. You can just get away with shit. So like even the technical side of things, when I talked about coaching weightlifting, there's the like programming stuff, like the technical side of things. There's like, look at Carlos Nassar's not technically on anything, but like if you know, you know. He can do whatever he wants. Like that style of lifting, is there any coach in America that would teach someone to lift that way? There's no one. But he's the best lifter in the world. Like and there's a reason for that.
And his training too, it's so weird. Like we've talked about this before on the podcast, where he like takes days off if he feels any sort of pain. Like he might train twice a week. One time he might do. It's different every week depending on recovery. And
that didn't make sense to me until like 2 weeks ago. Now it makes perfect sense.
Like when I was in shape, if I took a weekend off, I felt terrible on Monday. Like I was also training 9 times and I'd always felt terrible. But like, if it was Monday, I would feel absolutely horrible if I took Saturday, Sunday off.
It's a big safety blanket. You can mess up in so many ways and still make progress. It's basically like, I mean, it's the reason the Bulgarians could train like they were training. It's the reasons the Russians could train the way they were training. They would just do like huge strength blocks and max out during the strength blocks and just get away with all of it. I don't know if you watch like Klokov videos, but there'd be videos of him like up at 2 a.m. making like his yogurt and berry mix. Like he's not worried about sleep. He'll be fine. Like it's just it's a completely different thing. It feels like a different sport. It's like if weightlifting was a video game, it's like putting all the difficulty sliders all the way down. You can just do what you want. But, you know, there's definitely health risks, and there's a reason the stuff's banned, because it really does help. And if you do it the wrong way, it's really, really bad for your health.
Yeah. I think in a sense, too, like you're still training the way that enhanced, not enhanced, like you kind of have a leash on yourself. Like you said, you missed 165. There was no point in taking it again.
Yeah.
For nervous system reasons. I mean, are you going to keep yourself on a leash, like going forward, you know, and keep things linear? I mean, what's the plan with that?
I think that's the smartest way to do it. And like, I'm planning on doing this for like 16 weeks. If we get to the final few weeks, I'm probably just going to let myself go for whatever. I'm not going to be too worried about it. Like if it were the final, say I miss 175 like that, I'm fucking trying that shit again. If it's week 15, I'll try it 4 or 5 times. Especially because that one, I feel like I could have made it if I tried it a few more times. It was definitely makeable based on the way the lift looked. But right now, I think it's important that my like main worry that I have going in my head is like, I do this stuff, I harm my hormone production, I put my health in a little bit of a risk, I do all this stuff, and then I get hurt in like week 8 before I can even like reap the rewards of putting all this risk on myself. That would fucking be terrible. I would be devastated, and then I would probably want to do it again no matter what. So I would heal up, wait, jump back on, probably have a lot of vengeance and not train as smart. So I'm just trying to like keep the candle burning, but not let it burn out too soon. Just want to keep things flowing in a way that's going to be conducive to me lifting the most weight in about 8 to 9 weeks.
I feel like it's been pretty consistent with like 5 kilo increments every week. Like, then you snatched 56 last week, and then you did 61 this week, stuff like that. Like, it's pretty. Like, obviously, you're in 10 weeks, you're not going to be snatching 200. Like, it's a very hard stop at some point where it's going to be fighting for the 1 or 2 still.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody can go at 5, but I mean,
But who knows, I've never done this shit before. I don't know how it works. Like, that could be a reality, or I could, like, stall out at 65 and just be fighting for 65 for the next 4 or 5 weeks. Like, that's also a real possibility. I have no idea. So, like, I'm just taking what I can get. Kind of, you get a lot of context clues throughout the week of what's going to happen, how you're going to feel. Like, last week, I did not have a good training day, and, like, Thursday, I was having, like, lower back pumps that were so bad I, like, couldn't stand up straight. I could tell I was super fatigued, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I just, like, and I still snatched 56, and I clean jerk 170, and it felt terrible. I was like, okay, I need to just be done for this week. And that was the last day I did 2 days. But, if the week goes well and Wednesday, like the squats on Wednesday, if those feel good, then you kind of know, like, all right, Friday's going to be fine. If you're doing squats on Wednesday, just the last exercise before max out Friday, and they are not moving the way you want them to move, then there's going to be some problems ahead of you. That's kind of the warning sign that I've found so far.
So in 8 or 9 weeks, I guess, when you're done with this training cycle, do you, like, right now, when you look at that, do you have any minimums for what you want to hit in mind come that time, or are you just taking it week by week?
No, I don't want to have any, like, real number-based goals, because I don't want to, say, get to that point and feel like I'm coming up short and being like, all right, let's push this thing out 4 more weeks. Let's up the dose a little bit just so we can get there. Like, that's a slippery slope. I don't want to get involved with that, because then I'm on cycle for 30 weeks and my blood work's not looking good. I'm like, I don't care. I'm so close. I need to get these. Like, that's what I'm scared of with that. I have an addictive personality too, so it's like whatever I can do to make sure that I'm going to be able to come off this stuff and just get back to normal life, which I am confident I'm going to do very well, just because I can't lift weights for more than 4 months at a time. I'm incapable of it. As soon as 4 months passes, I'm done. I lose 20 pounds and I want to be healthy, and then 4 months passes and it's time to jump on gear and fucking be as unhealthy as possible. But I just want to make sure that I don't get hung up on numbers, because if I'm scared of where that would go. So all I want is to keep my health in check, do the doses that I have set for myself, and get to the end of this thing with some good-looking blood work, come off, be healthy, lose a little bit of weight after this, and recover. And then once I'm off of this, then I can use the momentum of this whole thing and the publicity and all that stuff to kind of push into some things that I really want to do with Dozer.
So awesome.
That's the smartest way to approach it. Is just people get so caught up in, like, the numbers. Like, I mean,
I feel like that goes with being said for anyone too. Like, if you're training for nationals and international meet, like, you got to take what you have on that day and just, like, listen to yourself, whether that's a PR day or whatever. You got to hit your stimulus and what you've got to bring to the platform that day, and then move on with it.
Yeah, I think effort-based goals are so underrated for weightlifters. Everyone gets it's such a number-based sport. Like, in football and in basketball, you can put up shitty stats and have such an impact on what's happening in the game. Just being, like, a good locker room player, being a good off-ball player in basketball. Like, you can do things that really, really set the team ahead without putting up any stats. The stats in weightlifting is all you have. No one gives a fuck about anything else. No one cares about your technique. No one cares about if your legs are fucking tired. No one cares. It's like, what did you snatch? What did you clean and jerk? So, like, getting hung up on numbers is really, really easy to do, because that's all you have in the sport. But I find that if you make effort-based goals, being like, instead of being like, I need to total 330 by the end of 2026, instead be like, I need to make sure at least 6 days a week I'm getting 8 hours of sleep, I'm eating all the meals I have planned for myself, and I'm doing something to take the stress off of myself every day. Like if you do that every single week and then you have one day to fuck off and do whatever, you're going to blow 330 out of the water in comparison to just having your sights set on this one number and being a psycho about it. Effort-based goals are such a hack, and I didn't even like have that perspective until I hung everything up, which sucks.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at now. Is like for the past 2 years, I was so focused on like the number to hit the world team or whatever it was, or chasing some sort of record that it just was out of reach. Now coming back, I've had to realize like I just need to try every single day, make sure like I'm not taking a day for granted. If I'm trying to compete again soon, like you have to try every time you touch a bar.
Yeah, just being present in your training and holding yourself accountable every day, and just trying not to. It's so hard to do, but trying not to think about like, all right, in a month from now I should be doing this. Like, just be like, what can I do right now? Like, I could eat a good dinner after this, eat a bunch of chicken, hit my protein goal for the day, eat a bunch of carbs, maybe jump in the sauna before bed, and then get a good night of sleep. Like that thinking right there, just being present with where I am right now. Or like even if you're in a workout and you're at 60 kilos on snatch, you want to snatch 150 that day. Like stop thinking about 50. Think about 80, then 100, and then 110. And like just take things one step at a time. If you can be, the more present you are, I think the more progress you're going to yield long term. It's just the process of doing that as a weightlifter is one of the most fucking mind torturing processes you could possibly go through, because it's always like you hit that 20 and you're like, oh, today's the day, 55. Yeah. And then you get to 40 and you're like, what the fuck? It's just a weird thing that just, it's hard to not get too high on the highs and too low on the lows. And the best way to go about that is to be like, what's happening right now? How can I make what's happening right now as good as physically possible? I think that's the best approach to pretty much anything weightlifting.
Yeah, people like to skip steps, and it's just not like you can't.
Oh yeah. It's those. It's the shoe thing. It's like I just got the wrong shoes. I'm like, no, you need to go fucking squat for a little bit. You need to do 150 snatches over the next month, and then maybe you'll feel a little bit better. It's not your shoes. It's not anything. It's not the multivitamin you're taking. It's simply the fact that you are not doing enough to lift the weights that you aren't lifting. You need to do more, and then you can lift those weights. That's the whole fucking theme of weightlifting. And if you could just pull yourself in and stop thinking so outside of the box and just be like, let's have a good snatch session right now. Let's eat a good meal right now. Let's get some good sleep right now. You'll move along faster than you think you will.
Absolutely.
100%. I've got one more question. I don't know if you have anything else to add, Morgan, but after this we can start wrapping things up. But I'm curious if, now obviously you're very seasoned as a lifter technically. Is there any technique, things that you think about when you train? Is there any like kind of technical goals that you have going forward? Or I think one thing that also kind of strikes me too is when you hit certain weights, especially with clean and jerks, the oscillation comes into play. Is there anything that you're kind of thinking through with the technical side of things?
So I think like nowadays it's not so much like positions or anything like that. I think tempo and like rhythm with my lifting is helping me out more than anything. Like if I can think about timing on a snatch and like visualize perfect timing and then try to recreate that timing, I'm going to have a much better session if compared to if I was visualizing positions and trying to recreate those positions. Like what I do with a barbell in my hands, the positions I hit, I've been doing that for so long that it's like, I shouldn't be changing shit in a session because that's going to go south. But if I am feeling kind of off, I'll just think about tempo. And I will normally, if I'm having issues with the positions, I'm getting early or I'm being late, I'm being too patient or getting to those positions too early. If I just focus on tempo, I'm going to land in those positions at the right time and they're going to be fine. Same with clean and jerk. Clean and jerk I haven't thought about like positions in years. It's just like step up to the barbell, left foot, left hand, pull, 3 whips, jerk. That's it, every single time. And like I used to suck at the jerk. Once I took the breath out and just like it's all one movement, let's go. I don't have time to overthink it. I just have to stay connected in the dip and drive and step out and punch up and hope everything happens. Like, the clean and jerk's so fun now. It used to suck so bad when I was just sitting there just like trying to fucking breathe. Never worked for me. But now it's once I started focusing on rhythm and timing a little bit more, I've found some comfort in that for sure.
It's something that most people don't know. For me, I got my jerk or just my clean and jerk from you, watching you lift.
Really?
Well, it was from an early age, and like some other people at Match didn't have great jerks. So I would watch the one with the best one, and it was you, and I was probably going to end up being your height, your size, things like that. So I just always watched it, and then it just stuck with me forever. Like doing a quick transition. Always, I never watched, like from an early age, I knew people were doping, like international lifters.
Yeah.
I was never like, I got to lift like this guy. I wanted to find someone clean that I could mimic in a way. And I was training with you from an early age and figured that out quick, how to jerk like you, and it worked out pretty well.
I think it's just like a foolproof kind of thing. Like it takes all the complicated bullshit from a jerk and removes it. It's like you got to go right now.
It gives you no time to get in your head. If you just kind of I don't do 3 whips. I do wait until it's on the downward bend. It makes it weightless. Like when I've tried to jerk 220 plus, I have to make sure that it's on a down whip, because if it's on an up whip, I am screwed.
It's crazy how much of a difference it makes. I did what was I doing? I did some heavy block. All right, there was the 190s. It was just 190 on Tuesday, and there were like 2 sets where I missed the first. I did it for a double. The first 2 sets, it was like, if that was the only shit you saw, there was like, why is he even trying this? There's absolutely no way it's good. And I was just not syncing it up right, and then you sync it up right, and it's like, what the fuck have you been doing this whole time? Why was that so easy? The jerk's weird like that. And if you find a rhythm in your clean and jerk to where it's the exact same every single time, you're not going to run into that issue ever. I don't know if you have like seen people at a competition like do a clean and they like blast the clean, whatever, the clean's fine. Then they stand there and 5 seconds goes by and then they're like wiggling a little bit. Then like another 5 seconds goes by. Like you can feel your like confidence in that lift being made just slowly just going down quick. And then like if they make it, it's like a surprise sometimes. You're like, oh shit, they did it.
Yeah, I feel like I see there's some people that I see that have a super long pause in between the clean and the jerk, and maybe I mean for them to smoke a jerk right after a long pause, I mean that makes me think that it's just part of their technique and how they time things. But sometimes you can just tell by someone's body language with the bar and the rag. It's just like they're taking way too long, and you can kind of just tell how it's going to go after that.
Once you see them like shake a little bit, dude.
Yeah.
How does someone hold a bar for 10, 15 seconds and make the jerk? Like,
who's a lifter that does that?
Chevy. And
Who
then
else?
that dude he's like from Russia or something, but lives in Florida.
Vadim.
Yeah, he does that too.
Oh yeah, he's in Florida.
Who's like a world champion right now? Like top 3 in the world that's doing
Does that? Nobody.
I don't think there is, honestly.
Kind of Carlos. Carlos does some weird
A
shit.
little bit, yeah.
But he still goes pretty fast. I'd say like 5 seconds tops.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just take that time under tension and make it as small as possible. It's my jerk cue.
It's funny you were talking about tempo too, because it made me think about today, like just with my snatching. The past, I don't know, I've been snatching for 6 weeks now, after taking 7 months off, and every time has felt different. Like not only just the elbow, but like trying to find my setup and stuff again. Like it was so foreign when I first got back. And I was actually telling Hutton today, I was like, I feel like I finally found my tempo again. Like walking up to the bar, left hand goes first, right hand, taking a breath, things like that before a snatch. Where before I was just setting up and pulling. Like I had because it's such light weights right now compared to what I've done, that it's hard to just walk in and be like, okay, this is a heavy lift now.
Yeah.
But now I'm like,
my experience, like I've gotten out of shape so many times and like done the build back, and like I always think my tech, like the first few times I've done this and my like build up has been weird. It's like I don't find my snatch until like week 6 or week 7, just because I'm like doing this slow build up. It's like my technique's not fucked up. I just don't have confidence in my snatch, so I'm pulling harder than I need to, and I have no timing. And then like once I start to feel a little bit strong, then I slow down and I find my timing again. Then I watch videos. I'm like, everything's the same. I was just like, the positions are the same. My timing was just so skewed. So like if you feel like you're having a bad snatch workout, the first stop is to figure out your timing. Go down and just like find a timing that works. The one guy I watched in person and trained with that did this better than anybody was Tarakti. When I watched him snatch 50, or he snatched 40 kilos, and he snatched 157, and he did 157 for a double. Every single rep, the timing was identical from that 40 to the 57. It did not change even a little bit. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's a guy that's been doing it since he was fucking 4 or whatever. But it was, if you took a video from the front and just cropped out the weights, I wouldn't know what he was lifting from 40 or 57. So timing is very important.
Big time. All right. I think that wraps up, I guess, the interview portion, the content portion of this. We're going to get into some segments that we do every single episode, starting with an ethical weightlifting take. We can start with you, Dylan. If you have an opinion just on the world of weightlifting, a word of advice, I mean, what is an ethical weightlifting take that you have?
I had a good one when I was walking around my bathroom right before this. What the fuck was it? Be okay with like trying shit, especially if you don't have a coach right now. If you don't have a coach, I don't think it's a huge rush to go find one. I think right now you should be okay with trying some shit. My whole weightlifting career up until I was like 17 was me watching a YouTube video, seeing how someone snatches, and going into the garage and trying to snatch exactly like that. And then that not working, then I would try something else. Like, it's okay to dabble around and try different things. And if you see an Instagram reel that tells you something is wrong, that means nothing. You can still try shit even if people say it's wrong. And like for me on the snatch, something I found that works great for me that fucking no one teaches is if I press my toes into the floor and put all my weight on my toes when I pull the bar off the floor, I almost always have a good snatch day when I do that. No coach has ever told me to do that. No coach would. But it works really well for me. It was something that I tried, and it ended up sticking with me forever. Same thing that we were just talking about with the jerks. I saw Ilya do it, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to try that today. From that day until now, I've been doing jerks exactly that way, and it changed my weightlifting. So, like, be okay with trying some shit, and then once you kind of have a feel for who you are as a lifter, then go find your coach. And then once you find your coach, don't leave your coach. Just be like, this is my coach. This is it. I trust them blindly. Let's fucking roll. That's probably the biggest piece of advice I give anyone. But even if you do have that coach, that doesn't mean you're tied down. A good coach is going to let you try shit. A good coach is going to let you kind of learn the hard way and figure shit out. And learning the hard way is kind of important. So just if you have that coach and you want to try some shit and you want to go to the gym and jerk like Ilya on a certain day, tell them. Just be like, I want to try this. I want to see if it works. They'll be like, go for it. All the good coaches will be like, let's fucking see it then. And they're going to laugh if you suck that day, and that's fine. But just be okay with trying shit a little bit, and try not to be tied down by shit you see on social media, because there's a lot of, I guarantee if you find one cue, you can find another reel that tells you that cue is absolute bullshit. Or if you find something that's like, oh, high rep squats and weightlifting don't work, you can find the next reel that says that that's absolute bullshit. So go with what works for you. Try shit, figure yourself out as a weightlifter, and if something works for you, like, that means it works for you. Don't fucking change just because someone's telling you to change.
Yeah, that's huge. I love that. I'm gonna hop in with mine because it's pretty short, and I feel like it's kind of dumb with how elaborate you guys are. But my take is just do your accessories. I think that's huge. I mean, Dylan, you're obviously on a different training regimen. But I think for anyone getting, into shape, like you gotta strengthen your weakest link. And I think that's something that all athletes should be doing. If you have a weaker press, then do some presses afterwards. It's gonna improve your whole game, but that's it.
Yeah, I mean, like, all the people I know that have long, good weightlifting careers that don't get hurt do their fucking accessories. That's the one thing they all have. Like, Travis Cooper does his accessories. He's
Big time,
won
yeah.
nationals 7 times. Like, he's one of the greatest American weightlifters when it comes to, like, accolades inside the United States. Like, that guy's in a league of his own, does his accessories. If you want, like, a long, good, fruitful career where you're consistent, you're competing all the time, you're healthy, you feel good, like, accessories are that ticket. Take it from someone that doesn't do them and is all over the fucking place all the time. So,
I never really did them until I had to. Now I have to do them all the time.
That's how that works.
Put a bar in my hands. 30 minutes of accessories before I touch a barbell. Well, for mine, it's kind of surprising how similar mine and yours are, Dylan. Because I wrote down it's very, very similar to what you said. In my recent lifting career, just the past couple years, I let coaches tie me down to certain things and kind of paving the path for me, and I didn't really have much of a say. Just doing things that they thought I should do, different technique changes, different things like that just didn't work for me, but I felt like I owed it to them to try it, and I didn't. My main take is just don't let a coach determine the potential you could have. You have to pave your own way. There's no coach can tell you how you're going to be. You can make it yourself. So for me, with training right now, like, I do have a coach that's guiding me and things like that, but I'm also paving my own way now. Like, if I feel like there's a day I could push a little bit more, I'm going to push more. Like, and I didn't have that for a while. I lost the drive. I lost the motivation to continue. I gave up at one point, and I was still lifting when I gave up. I just couldn't snatch 150 anymore because it was so frustrating. If I would do one minor technical flaw, it was like getting screamed at over and over and over again. So to wrap that up, it's like, just make sure you have a say. If your coach is writing you a program, and not if you're a beginner, coaches definitely know more when you're a newer lifter, like 0 to 2 years, listen to your coach. Once you get past a certain point, it's sit down with your coach and write the program together, or at least ask questions about why things are going in there, why we're doing this at this time, and what the different cycles look like, why they're being done the way they are. Because if you're just doing it, shooting the breeze and not knowing what's going on, you're not going to do as well. You got to trust it. You got to trust the coach, buy into it. Like you were saying, like, no program's perfect, but if you buy into it, it's damn near it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think a good question everyone can kind of ask themselves when it comes to picking a coach, ask yourself, does this coach want me to do well so they look good, or because they care about me? Like I tell pretty much everyone that has questions about finding a coach, I'm like, just ask that question. And if you genuinely believe that they care about you, that is the coach for you. Mm-hmm. But if you kind of get a sketchy vibe, then keep looking.
Yeah, if you're a show pony or something like that, you probably should take a step back and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Look out for yourself. 100%. Let's talk about a spotlight weightlifter. Morgan and I didn't really have anyone that came to mind. Is there someone that current day weightlifting that you've seen recently on social media, someone that you enjoy watching, I guess?
I mean, fucking Hutton.
Yeah.
Hutton's crazy, dude. I trained with him in, what was it? We were in Dallas at AO2, and this is the first time I met him. Picked him up. He got in my car. We drove to training for 30 minutes. Never met the kid in my life. He's a good dude, and he, I think he only snatched like 130 that day, or 120, or something like that. Clean and jerked 175, and then like 2 months later, he snatched 162. And I don't know what he clean and jerked. I think it was like 187, right?
something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
And like he's the type that's going to be really, really good, really, really soon. As far as like international lifters, I don't know anyone anymore. I don't watch weightlifting anymore. I just see the shit that pops up on my phone. But Hutton's he's a very exciting one to watch, and obviously Olivia is pretty cool too. But we all
Yeah,
know
it's
that.
Hutton was kind of gonna be mine, but I feel a little biased with that because I
Yeah,
train with him every day.
yeah,
Um, but I will say, like, I've been training with him for about 3 years off and on now, but training with him every day now for the first time this past 6 weeks is like seeing how he looks at weightlifting is how where I'm trying to get back to and where I used to be. Just the motivation to be really, really good at it. And he is incredible. Like, I don't know if we had started the podcast yet, and I don't know if he's going to post it, but who cares? He cleaned 200 kilos today.
easy.
What the crazy thing about it is at nationals, he broke the American record snatch with 162, but he ended up clean and jerking, but he slightly tore his UCL, very slightly, but is just taking a little bit of time off from snatching and doing some of that stuff. He's just been squatting for the past 6 weeks. Last Friday, I was like, hey, you should try some cleans. And I told him my first day back cleaning, I cleaned 160. He cleaned 161. Obviously, like I had surgery, I had full reconstruction, things like that. But I'm just trying to give him like goals for like coming back. And then a week later, um, he snatched up to 100 kilos. Had only snatched once, 40 kilos on Monday. Snatches up to 100 today. And then he was like, I'm going to try some cleans. And then I was like, yo, I'm going to try some cleans too. Then I texted Dylan and was like, I'm going to go heavy on cleans. And he works up to a PR at 195 and makes it look like a warm up. Like it was the lightest 195 clean I've probably ever seen. And then I was like, go 200. And he's been pinned by 200 multiple times. His best front squat is like 205 or 210. Like very, very close. But he made this 200 look like
That was very easy.
93%. It was nothing.
He gives me kind of a Tom Suma vibe, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. I see
Yeah.
it.
A little
He's
better
patient.
squatting, but
He's got some legs, but
yeah.
it's like Tom
Tom,
Suma with legs.
yeah, Tom cleaning 182 before front squatting. It was absolutely crazy. I was there that day, and I was like, no fucking way.
He did some shit that was just mind blowing, dude.
Yeah, and Hutton actually made the Pan Am team at finals, so that's his
Oh,
first
hell yeah.
international meet. So I'll be excited to see. I have no clue when it is. I know it just got moved to Panama. I didn't make it, obviously, so I don't really know
Yeah.
when it is, but I have a feeling he's going to show out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know that it got moved. I mean, I
I
figured.
don't know if that's announced yet, so yep. It's
I mean, if it's on. You know, well, last but not least, our last little segment we've got is our podium picks. Morgan picked out this week's topic. It is greatest weightlifting moments of all time. I'll start with mine, ranking it from bronze, silver to gold to like what our favorite moment is, and then you can think of yours or chime in when you want to, Dylan. But mine, starting at bronze, is Piros Dimas in the '04 Olympics, kind of his retirement meet. I feel like leaving the shoes on the platform. Obviously not winning gold. Everyone probably wished he would have or was hoping he did for his home meet, but I think that was a huge moment of weightlifting, obviously, for a huge figure that he is. Silver is probably the most viral moment I see on like social media is Matthias Steiner's gold medal performance, 258 clean and jerk at the which Olympics was it? Was it '08?
Oh, yeah, Beijing.
'08. Yeah, after some time after his wife died, and bringing the photo on the podium, I think is
Yeah,
pretty heartwarming
sick.
moment, and yeah, very sick.
that'll bring a tear to a thug's eye for sure.
Tear to a man's eye.
I didn't fucking cry, dude. I'm just kidding.
You definitely did.
I had to play it cool though.
Yeah, yeah,
That was a grind. I just have fucking allergies.
yeah, for sure.
And nose is itching, eyes are itching.
Yeah, Cedar favorite.
And then my gold moment is kind of one that I always like look back on. Is Ilya's 242 at the Almaty World Championships in 2014, where he came back and missed a lift, but there was 3 world records set, and he came back and kind of showed out on top with the 242. I think it's one of his 2 performances that still stands as I guess medals that he has where he didn't get popped. But I mean, another home meet, same with Piros, but that crowd and like the different angles that you see videos of is
It's crazy.
it's pretty sick.
It was
Yeah, that's
it was my gold moment too, but
Yeah.
we agree.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Oh yeah,
amazing.
big time.
Yeah. Whose turn do you think? Me or Dylan?
I'll go ahead and go. I'll knock him out. In the bronze would be Simon Kolecki versus Kakashvili. If you've seen that video, they were both in pretty good shape, but Kolecki was like almost 15 years older, or Kaki was almost 15 years older than Kolecki. Kolecki was 17 and clean and jerk 225, snatch 180, and they both like went 6 for 6, had great meets, and like balled out. And Kolecki like had maybe the nicest jerk I've ever seen on the 225, and that was like the most. He barely stood up with it and just clutched up and stuck like the perfect jerk. It's my favorite jerk I've ever seen. And then the one after that, I just had this queued up in my brain. Fuck. When I train hard, I get fucking stupid. So Morgan, go with your bronze. I'll remember mine.
So I'm actually scrapping mine from this this document that I have. You guys made me think of ones outside the box. I don't know the exact moment or what year it was, but Yuri Zakharevich, when he came back from blowing his elbow out, that first meet when he breaks the world record. Now, like before, I didn't look at it as much as I do now, but with what I've gone through, having the same injury, watching videos of him post-surgery has been the biggest motivator for me. He broke 12 world records after tearing his UCL, and that was back when surgeries were not as good as they are now.
Technology's a lot better now.
It's given me a ton of motivation going into this next phase of my career of like what is possible. So that's a little low for bronze, but I do have more that matter.
I got my silver. It was Najat Rahimov beating Lou in 2016. Just because, like, no one really knew who he was. He was a sick bastard from Kazakhstan. Had a 12-kilo deficit going into the clean and jerk. Lou made 202, and, like, it was over. Everyone knew it was over. But he jumped straight to 214 on his second attempt and just stuck the shit. And, like, literally, like, took down the fucking Terminator on, like, 4-kilo world record. No one thought Lou was going to even be close to losing, and he just got, like, smoked out of nowhere. I think that was... And then he got popped, but, like... I'm not a guy that can get upset about that anymore.
Who cares?
That was a world record, too, that was a world record in that weight class that had stood for a long time. There's so many guys that took cracks at it, right? It was like
it was
210 or 211.
It was at 210 back in, like, 2002 or something like that, so it was, like, 14 years. Something really old. It might have been even older than that. But it was 210 at 77 had stood there for a very long time. And then people have tried it. Lou tried it in Paris in 2011, missed. Like, people have come and, like, gave it a shot. No one was really close. And then he went up to 214, like, way past anyone, to beat Lou at the Olympics and fucking stuck it. It was so sick. People say should have missed or shouldn't have gotten whites. Those people fucking are the ones that tell you to take your straps off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that is a great moment that I remember that meet exactly because that was around the time I started getting really into weightlifting. So it was the first Olympics for weightlifting that I really watched. So I watched that session, and I was 11 or 12 years old, and I was just freaking out, loving weightlifting, and I was like, oh my God, no clue that they were on drugs, but it was just such an awesome. I thought,
Just liver enzymes through the fucking roof.
yeah,
They were dying on those platforms.
man, now that I've scrapped it. For my silver, it would, um, let's do my favorite weightlifter of all time, Kaki Kakashvili. His 235 clean and jerk. He made that move like an empty bar. Not the clean necessarily, but just the jerk was he barely bent his knees and he was a power jerker. Probably the lightest 235 I've seen from a sub 100 kilo lifter. Not necessarily like a great moment for weightlifting that people remember, but I'm trying to think a little outside the box because you guys are very
Getting
much
fancy with it.
box. But the 235, I was very lucky to be able to eat breakfast with Kaki every day in Greece,
No, that's
and it was Kaki and Pyros at the table, and just us three, and I was shaking the whole time because, like, Kaki was absolutely my favorite weightlifter, and got to ask him questions with his broken English and just watching his lifting, because way too young to have seen it in person. Just a great moment.
All right, my gold, since Santa took mine, I'll say it's watching USA win Olympic gold. I did not think that shit was happening at all. And Olivia did it in like a commanding fashion too. And I think the way Olivia carries herself throughout weightlifting is unique, and it's a very, very good example for the younger lifters that are coming up. She's so like positive about everything. You don't see her posting and being like, couldn't have been more tired today, but we got through it. Like, she's always just like, here's some training. I'm going to go to the Olympics and win. I think the way she just goes about training is fucking cool. And 5 years ago, if you would have told me that there would be an American winning Olympic gold, I'd be like, no, there's not. I would put all of my money on there not being an Olympic champion from the USA until the end of time. And the fact that it's like happening, I feel like it's not fucking talked about enough either. Like, she literally is probably the best female lifter in the world right now. Like, who's better than her? And she dominates every meet she's at, and she's from the United States. I think that is her winning the Olympics is fucking crazy, and I think we might see a male do it in 2028. I got a good feeling.
I think there's a chance we have two of them.
Yeah, could be cool.
That would be awesome. Since you went American, I'm going to go American. For my gold spot, Harrison Morris, the 21 Olympics. A lot of people don't necessarily know what he went through from the 2017 Worlds to the 21 Olympics, and you might only see 4 kilos improved on the bar. But for what he went through in those 4 years of having a back injury, changing coaches, trying to go to school at the same time, multiple things of that nature, his total went down probably 14 kilos throughout that entire span. I think he hit 357 in Anaheim, went 343 in Tashkent, or not Tashkent, Turkmenistan, and then kind of roughly the same up until the Olympics, where he was still in contention to make it, made it, but no one knew how he was going to do because he had not done great in a couple years. But him going to the Olympics and totaling 361, break into the 360s at 81, getting fourth, but 2 of those guys have popped so far outside of the Olympics, but they were doping. He could have a silver medal. I think Nino would be in first, and then Harrison would be in second. Harrison was always one of my favorite people to train with, and just one of the nicest people I've ever met. I'm sure Dylan can attest to that.
Yeah, he's great.
Watching his improvement in that span of time was well deserved. He tried so hard, and I remember because it was in Tokyo, so the time change and everything I didn't watch. But when I saw the results posted the next day, I absolutely freaked out when I saw that Harrison totaled over 360 and placed top 5 at the Olympics. Because,
Yeah.
like you said, Americans aren't necessarily projected to place well. Like especially our men, like Kendrick never placed amazing at the Olympics. No, none of us have ever done like incredible. And Hampton hadn't really shown up really at all yet. Like I don't even know if he had made a senior team at that point. Harrison was our guy. CJ was our other guy. And CJ was a 73. He took a 198 for the bronze, but didn't make it the session before. Harrison comes out, gets fourth, 361. Greatest moment, I think.
Yeah, Harrison. Talk about a dude that like is made to be a weightlifter. It was so cool how he just like popped off at the Olympics and was like, "I'm good, peace, I'm out of here."
Moved to Hawaii.
But like, yeah, I remember going to the Olympic Training Center camps with him in like 2014 and stuff, and he was just soft spoken, drank a lot of coffee, didn't have much to say, but like would fucking throw down when weights were around. It was he was always one of my favorite American lifters for sure.
Yeah.
Didn't he have a shirt too that he wore at the Olympics that they made him turn inside out because of like the
Ninja
Nike
Turtles,
brand deals?
Bacon.
Oh, the bacon shirt. Yeah, that's right.
It was the what is it? The elements, the periodic table, but it was bacon on it.
Yep.
He wore that at basically every single meet he did, and it was his lucky shirt that made him turn it inside out. And he did great.
Dude, that's sick. I'm gonna get a lucky shirt.
Get the bacon one.
I'm gonna get a sausage one. It's so cool. He's a G.
Yeah, I wish more people remembered Harrison. Like I feel like it's not that long ago. Like there's a thing where once in Olympics, like now that 24 has happened, people kind of forget 21. But for Americans, like I'll bring up Harrison quite a bit actually. Like when I'm at meets or just dropping into a gym and people ask me, "Oh, who's your favorite American weightlifter?" I tell them Harrison. They don't know who he is.
No.
I'm like,
No. I don't think he really cared to be very well known either. He was just like trying to lift. That's kind of it. That's the thing that like made him so cool though.
Yeah.
To me, is he was just in it for the love of the game. He wasn't trying to make money or get Instagram followers or anything like that. He wanted to fucking pipe weights and peace out after he went to the Olympics. It's so cool.
He what was I thinking? I lost it. Something good, I thought.
I remembered one of my moments that the one I had in the bathroom. I'll share it real quick. The Lasha 2016 before he took 258 when the whole Iranian crowd was booing him and he went like that and then like waved them on and then fucking stuck 258, won the Olympics. I think that was like one of the most clutch. Like to do that, I would never fucking do that. Like if I did that, like I'm missing 100% of the time.
You got to have some confidence on another level to be able to do that too. Like
to do that,
he just walks
on the
walk
Olympic
and talks the
stage.
talk.
Yeah, like the biggest stage there is in weightlifting, the biggest moment, the last lift of the whole entire competition. To just be like, what? Watch this shit. It was crazy. I wish there was like better because like you kind of see it in the YouTube video but if you like watch the session, you could see like all the shit going down and it was crazy. And that moment was so fucking cool just because they were being so like they were like screaming during people's attempts. All the other supers were getting rattled. Like the Armenian guy was like looking up at the crowd like huffing and puffing, like getting super mad. And just Lasha comes out, dogging everybody, waves them on, wins, hugs his coach, gets the gold. So sick.
I remember what I was going to say. Continuing with Harrison one more time. People forget that in Anaheim he medaled. People just completely forget that
Yeah,
he medaled in 2017,
2017.
and it was a post Olympics Worlds whatever. It was in the U.S. But before then, I don't remember the last time we had really medaled at a World Championships. Probably Oscar
I don't either.
Chaplin.
Maybe I think it was because I remember watching that. That's the first men's world medal that we had gotten
It was like
at
20
any
years
point throughout my
almost,
weightlifting career.
or
Yeah,
something like that. It had been a long time since we had medaled. And I know, like, now we have a men's Olympic medal and world medals and things like that. But, like, we can't forget that that hasn't just started. Like, we
yeah,
had CJ winning 6 world championships. If he didn't bomb out at Anaheim, he would have won youth, junior, and senior in the same year.
yeah. And
Like,
like Harrison session was not easy. It wasn't like a fluke. Like
the 77s were stacked that year.
Muhammad Ehab was there. Who wasn't fucking Rahimov in that session?
Yeah, I think the only person that was China didn't go. I think that was the
Yeah,
only, like, Lou wasn't in the session. I think that was the only one.
yeah,
So what, he would have gotten fourth maybe?
yeah,
Like, okay. Like one spot.
yeah. Oh, Lou comes, so you're not gonna medal?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that was a crazy one. I remember that and being like, "Holy shit, some things are happening." And now it's like Hampton's taking medals at the Olympics. That's another thing I would have never guessed. I talk about a guy that fucking gives his life to weightlifting. That dude, seeing their process was awesome. But yeah, America's coming along, and it started with that Harrison performance for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Harrison walked so that Hamp and everyone else could run.
Literally,
That's
yeah,
that's how I see it. Yeah.
He showed us it's possible, I think. That was the main thing. Is like him and CJ too. They just showed us that men's weightlifting in the US is not to be like messed with. Like,
yeah,
we're not gonna win right away, but we've slowly crept up. Like, in we were B session, C session, world members at one point. Now we're pretty consistently A session at every worlds now.
yeah,
There's some B session lifters, but like most of our 10 on the men's side are in the A session, which is incredible improvement
yeah. It's
from
crazy.
even 5 years ago. Last thing before after we talked about the Lasha thing, have you guys ever had one of those moments where you hear like horns or things like that at an international meet? Like,
At Pan Am's, the like Colombian team would always have like the water bottles,
man,
and they would like smack them on the chairs really hard, and it would just echo super loud. But that's like the only thing I can think of.
my very first was also in Colombia, and it was in Palmyra, and we had the Colombian team in my session. They had horns, like actual horns, and they would blow them. They would have like they would hit the bleachers and stuff too. But I swear it was only for me. Like,
Really?
no, I was in the back room, didn't hear it once. All 6 of my lifts, if I pulled up a video, you would be able to hear the horns. Like, it's
Damn.
diabolical. Like, why? Why?
They were trying to plot your downfall, dude.
Yeah, but I won.
There you go.
All right. I think we'll leave it there, folks. Dylan, we appreciate your time. We appreciate your transparency on things.
Yeah,
I
thanks for
think
having me,
Morgan and
boys.
I, of course, I think Morgan and I both are excited to see where you take this, and among other people too. So, appreciate you.